Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Carlos Peña, and this is Plakata Nation. I'm joined by mi primo from the Bronx. What's going on?
You know it.
Rod in the house.
We in the building, baby. Plakata Nation podcast coming to you live. So get ready. It's on.
Rod, what you got? You know what you got? You got the lineup right there in front of you.
You know, we just came off of a historic World Series, a fantastic World Series that you had. The Houston Astros beat the Philadelphia Phillies. This Astros team, Carlos, was a complete juggernaut from the beginning of the season all the way to the end. They were on a mission. They had a lot of doubters because of their past issues in regards to their scandals. But they came through. They ran into another team in the Phillies, a team that no one expected them to be there. They came from a division that had 200-win teams. They fought through the playoffs to meet the big bat Houston Astros. We got an amazing World Series, and the Astros prevailed. Carlos, I need your thoughts, man. What do you think about the Houston Astros? They did it. They silenced a lot of haters out there.
Well, you know, they had a lot to prove, but they went out there and had a great season. They were dominant the entire year on that American League West, absolutely dominating everybody. And they held that lead for a long time, first place, winning over 100 games, 106 to be exact. In comparison to the Philadelphia Phillies, their trajectory was totally different, winning only 86 games. Now, a very capable team. Perhaps there were some questions about their pitching at the beginning of the year. They were able to tighten that up towards the end of the season. And yes, kind of sneak in to the postseason. The talent is evident. No doubt about it. There's talent in that ball club.
Yeah.
But that brings the question, you know, I mean, this is a new format in the postseason, but I have to say that I'm a little bit concerned with the fact that now teams are sneaking in, and these teams that were so dominant during the regular season are now getting challenged by teams that perhaps did not post as well during the year. And I'm afraid that the regular season is losing a little bit of power. Now, I think it's the perfect balance right now, but we have to be very careful that we don't take away a lot of weight when it comes to the importance of winning during the regular season.
I agree with you 100%, but man, as a fan, as a baseball fan, the playoffs are awesome. I'm sorry, man. Like, you had the Mets. The Mets were a 101-win ball club. That's a team that I thought between them and the Braves, one of those two teams are going to come out and represent the National League in the World Series. They got eliminated in the freaking play-in game. That's insane. That was exciting. That's insane. I mean, the amount of fun. This was popcorn viewing. For baseball fans. Like, you watch those games. It was exciting. Listen, I get it. And, you know, Carlos, much due respect, 14-year pro, you've played baseball for pretty much your entire life at the highest level. And I understand. I know it hurts. You played 162 games, but come on, man. Let's be 100% real here. That was fun. That was fun because it was unexpected. It was a total crapshoot.
Man, I am with you. It was so much fun to watch. All I'm saying is that we need to watch out that we don't water down the importance of the regular season and the importance of actually winning a division. You know, yes, I'm all for it. Look, there's going to be teams now that at the trade deadline, they're going to make different choices simply because 86 wins to get you into the postseason. And we know that as soon as you get to the postseason, then it's all game. Anything can happen because it's all about who gets hot at the right moment. Unfortunately for the Mets, that didn't work out. Unfortunately for the Atlanta Braves, that didn't work out. Both of those teams won 101 games during the regular season, and they were out quickly.
What about the Dodgers? The Dodgers.
Exactly. 111 wins. 111 wins, and they get eliminated by a team that had 89 wins during the regular season. And you're like, okay, that is a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, because it is a lot of fun. I love to see the Titan being knocked down by maybe the lesser team that takes advantage of the opportunity, right? Because isn't that what it's all about? Like, hey, as soon as there's an opportunity, you seize it and you take advantage of it. So it's an interesting 100%.
Let me challenge you. I talked about how March Madness for college basketball, I love it. It's exciting because you never know what could happen. You can have those Cinderella teams come out of nowhere. We kind of had that with the Phillies. And one of the things about these types of playoffs, especially like I said, I go to March Madness, they love fans love seeing, like you said, the Cinderella slay the dragon. That little team that comes out of nowhere to beat the big teams. And I mean, the amount of excitement that creates for us as viewers, us as fans, it was great TV viewing. I do think personally that, yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, the regular season should matter, especially to those teams that put in that work and get those wins. What would you say it would be an advantage for a team that wins like 110 games like the Dodgers? Like, what would you say?
Well, I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to like make new rules or anything like that, but I mean, even home field advantage, which is precisely what that's designed to do. It's like, hey, if you have a better record, you're going to get home field advantage. It's going to be difficult. It is more difficult to play on the road than it is at home. It is. I mean, as a player, I could tell you that personally. Just simply being in your own bed is an advantage. Okay, so is that enough? I just don't think that's enough. Now, going beyond that, like what could be done? Like you're going to give the team with a better record 2-0 lead in every single game? Is that too much? You know what I'm saying? Like now we're getting silly. All I'm saying is this, Rod. All I'm saying is that we cannot go any further. I think this 12-team format is absolutely perfect, where it kind of satisfies the need of the consumer, of the fan that's watching, of seeing that Cinderella story develop. Yeah. And that smaller team, maybe a small market team. We cannot call Philadelphia a small market team.
Yeah.
Do not get it twisted. Okay.
No,
I'm not saying that.
They're not.
But
no.
Everyone wants to see that small market team, like the Guardians, take out a team like the Yankees.
Yeah.
And they almost did. They came close.
So,
very close. Now, that would have been a crazy story.
Yeah.
And yes, the regular season records are not, similar. You see the teams that are winning over 100 games. We had a few getting eliminated. But I like that. I think that's interesting.
I know you played for the Tampa Rays. I know you still got that. Now, listen, hey, I get it. You guys slayed us a few times. I get it. Don't worry. It's
exactly.
Fine.
I used to love doing that.
No, but I respect that.
Whenever we defeated the Yankees, whenever we defeated the Yankees or the Red Sox, or those big market teams, the Tampa Bay Rays with smaller market team, and we went toe to toe with them, and whenever we were able to defeat them, it just felt extra good, man, because it was incredible satisfaction. Yeah. David defeating Goliath, analogy and story. Yeah, I love that. So yes,
100%. No,
that's why it was so much fun to watch.
You're 100% right on that. And
this year.
Yeah, but see, that's the funny thing. We're talking about that, but if you look at the World Series, technically, like you said, these aren't two small market teams. The Astros aren't a small market team. The Phillies aren't a small market team. There's a lot of star power on both teams. And we got one heck of a World Series, Carlos. And I just want to bring you up to the big moment. Game 6. Jordan Alvarez, the Cuban crusher, my man, came up huge with a massive home run off of Alvarado. We had talked about this. Carlos, I need your thoughts on that move. Robbie Thompson taking out Zach Wheeler. Was that the right move?
I really cringed when I saw him take out Wheeler. And look, I'm not doing this in retrospect. At the moment, when I saw him walk out, I said, do not take Wheeler out. He was actually looking very good, pitching well, pitching inside effectively, elevating the fastball. I did not see anything going wrong on Wheeler's side. I would have let him ride.
No.
Then you're like, oh, let's play matchup.
Yeah.
Lefty versus lefties. Keep this in mind, Rod. All right, listen. Alvarez hits lefties, so we're going to talk about batting average, hits lefties better than righties. All right? Yes, the slugging percentage from Alvarez versus righties is slightly higher. The OPS is slightly higher. But he is perfectly comfortable going lefty versus lefty. Another thing I'll say is, now that Alvarado is in, he made the pitch, the fastball. He threw it in the worst spot, which was middle away, a little bit, the lower part of the zone. That is Alvarez nitro zone. All right, he crushes those pitches there.
That's his wheelhouse.
It's his wheelhouse. So to lose Game 6, this is not why they lost the World Series. Don't get me wrong. But Game 6 was lost in that particular moment. Yeah, it was 100 miles per hour. Very difficult to hit, okay? But it was pitched, thrown at the worst spot you could possibly throw it against Alvarez. and Alvarez just went Plakata on it. Straight away center field, 450 foot. That was an absolute missile. I saw this live.
Plakata.
I couldn't believe it. He
Plakata
crushed that
Nation.
baseball.
Plakata Nation, you want to know what Plakata is? Go to Game 6 of that game and go look at what Jordan Alvarez did.
So if I'm Thompson, I just
crushed it.
I don't think that was the right move. Obviously, he has got incredible baseball sense. And just for the record, I'm not doing this in retrospect. In the moment, I said, please don't take Wheeler out. He did, and then the rest is history.
The Yankees held Jordan in check. He didn't kill them, just like Altuve didn't kill him. But you know who killed the Yankees, and you know who killed the World Series? Our boy, Jeremy Pena. Does MLB have a new star in this kid? Because this kid has star written all over him.
No, the answer is absolutely yes, 100%. It's been such a pleasure to watch him play this season. He had huge shoes to fill. Carlos Correa leaving the Astros, and now here comes this kid from the University of Maine. By the way, I relate a lot to his story because he came very young from the Dominican Republic to the United States and grew up in the Northeast over there in New England, Rhode Island. Just went through the ranks, working hard. The son of Jeronimo Pena, also a big leaguer.
Very similar.
Yes, very similar story. And here he is, he was doing his thing. And not only was he the MVP of the World Series, just coming through in very key moments, making great defensive plays, getting key hits, but he also did it in the championship series, in the Yale Championship Series. So he was great in the postseason. And do not forget that he hit that game-winning home run in that long game of 18 innings against the Mariners, hitting the game-winning homer as well. So he had a monster.
That kid brought it.
Yes, he did.
He brought it.
He did. He has got everything, all the talent and the makeup. Of course, Rod, and do not forget that he carries the same last name. So, rightfully so, I'm going to be a huge fan and a big bias.
I'm claiming him. I'm claiming him.
Can we call him cousin? Shoot, I'll jump in that
claiming him.
bandwagon.
He's one of ours. I think he is. We got to do Carlos. Carlos, you got connects. We got to get research. We got to get him on the show and be like, yo,
let's get on that.
Are you from, where in DR? Okay, we got to get on that. I'm going to get my Sherlock Holmes hat on. We're going to figure this out. It's going to happen.
Let's do it.
Don't worry about it, brother. So, big shout out to Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker has been in baseball for an extremely long time. The man will forget more baseball than I will ever learn in my entire life. Huge amount of respect for that man. I love stories like this, a story of redemption for the Astros. Now, granted, I am a Yankee fan, so that did hurt me seeing them win. But at the end of the day, you had a good man in Dusty Baker come in and win a World Series.
We're looking at a Hall of Famer here. A lot of managerial wins that just pile up, and the numbers speak for themselves. But he was missing that one elusive treasure of winning a championship, and he was able to accomplish that this season. Look, every single player I talk to loves playing for Dusty Baker, a true leader, players manager as well. What does that mean? Look, man, he gets the best out of his players, period. Okay, and taking over, inheriting so much difficulty, a team that was going through some struggles inside that clubhouse, and seemingly, I'll say seemingly, seamless, because I know it was not that easy. He seems to bring that ball club together, and all of a sudden they go out there and they're firing in all cylinders, and they dominate all season, and then finally are able to just cap it off at the end with a championship. Hats off to Dusty Baker.
Ironically, I have a question of the day from the Bronx, from my man Johnny Coco. He wants to know, Johnny Coco, shout out to you, my man.
That's a pretty cool name, man.
Carlos, what is the perfect swing? You have mentioned something about a perfect swing.
I think he's alluding to the fact that I've said a high probability swing, an optimal swing, but I do not like the word perfect. Methods are many, but principles are few.
Right.
In hitting, a perfect swing really does not exist. Being on time, that is important. 100% timing is important, because when you are on time, then your biomechanics will be optimized, because there's nothing that you have to do to adjust your movement to fit in your movement, because you have time to make sure that you execute them. Timing, number one principle.
all I hear is about analytics and I hear about exit velocity and launch angle. Does that even matter? Like, where does that come in?
Rod, the ball is round and the bat is round. Okay, so right there's a built-in error. Okay, because you have to hit a square and you have a round bat and a round ball, so that'll just drive you crazy. So launch angle happens after you hit the baseball. Okay, so it's not I'm trying to scoop it from underneath to hit it up in the air. I recommend young hitters like Johnny, hey man, let's get on plane with the trajectory of the baseball. Okay, that is the ideal path, and let's be on time. That way you can maximize your personal biomechanics. If you do that, then you are doing the best you could possibly do at that particular moment. Continue to work on your swing. That never stops. Okay, you're always going to keep on sharpening that swing. But being on time and staying in line with the trajectory of the pitch are principles. Okay, I hate when I go on TikTok or Instagram and I hear guys say, this is what you should do. This is the only way you need to swing. I shy away from those guys. I don't like that. This is not a cookie cutter program. Be on time, be on plane, and make your best move.
All right. Now, Carlos, I want to go back to the World Series real quick. One of the most astonishing things of the World Series was Game 3. The Phillies absolutely washed the Astros, like washed them, to the point where, myself included, and a lot of other people, they were thinking, is this it for the Astros? And then in Game 4, the Astros come out and pitch a combined no-hitter. Carlos, quickly, what are your thoughts on that achievement?
They just shut them down, throwing a no-hitter, a commanding, convincing no-hitter, a combined no-hitter. But Javier, Montero, Abreu came in second after Javier, and Presley at the end with that nasty cutter. Look, they answered the call, right? And just talks about how determined they were, and then they went ahead and won Game 5, and then forget it, Game 6 at home. So this leads me actually to the quote of the day. Og Mandino, greatest salesman in the world. Failure will never undertake you if your determination to succeed is strong enough. And that's something that we can apply to our own lives. Let's just keep on pressing forward despite our failures, despite how many times we fall down. You just keep on getting back up and trying one more time, and then one more time, and then one more time. That's that determination to succeed makes all the difference.
Yeah, I agree. And it kind of goes back to even what we were talking about when we were giving our flowers to Dusty Baker. But he kept getting up, and this was his biggest opportunity. And guess what? He got it. You can't give up on yourself. You got to keep going. You may fall down. You may fall down more than once. You may fall down more than 3 times. You got to keep at it. You got to give yourself the opportunity. Every opportunity you need to win, to position yourself for victory. Get up and do it. That's it, man.
Dusty Baker capitalizing there on the opportunity, but he just kept on coming. When you look at his story, it teaches you a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty much an example of that quote of the day, and this is why it's very fitting when we talked about the World Series, Dusty Baker's legacy and what he's been able to accomplish in this game. And listen, go out and get, recommendation here, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. It's an unbelievable book. It has been instrumental in my life. Maybe we can discuss it as we go along here in the next few episodes and talk about some of the wonderful quotes. Plakata Nation, go get Og Mandino, The Greatest Salesman in the World, and you will not regret it, all right? So that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, see you soon. Plakata!
Deuces. Later. Boom. Plakata. Out.